Welcome back to the MHN Sports Minute. I'm your host, Jon Midey, updating you on all the sports scores from over the long weekend. The varsity football team played on Friday behind a patriotic USA-themed student section against Groton Dunstable. The Tigers played well as they won in a blowout 32-0, holding them to only 67 yards of total offense. Maynard would get a quick stop on defense and then drive the ball down the field, punching it in on a Mike DeTavi rushing touchdown from the 6. The next drive, they would get the ball back and get a rare field goal behind the legs of Maynard kicker Abrao Alankar. After sniffing out a Groton Dunstable fake punt, the Tigers score on a 2-yard pass from senior captain Connor Capone to Pat Andrews. Later in the game, Connor Capone would have a touchdown to his partner in crime, Owen Cato, as he would moss the corner in the end zone. The Tigers would have another long drive later on, finishing it off by punching it in from the 1-yard line behind Mike DeTavi for the second time of the day. Freshman linebacker Liam Lawton would have an amazing play that would result in the safety for the Tigers. Maynard played well on all three sides of the ball, offense, defense, and special teams, and have rebounded after a 2-game losing skid. The JV football team looked to continue their undefeated season against Groton Dunstable and managed to sneak out a close one by the score of 14-12. Freshman QB Dylan Gallo had both of the Tigers' touchdowns. A QB sneak from the 1 and a 32-yard strike to Calvin Gomez. The JV team also played well on defense as they forced multiple turnovers and had a couple of key stops late in the game. The boys' varsity soccer team played against Littleton and tied in a close one 0-0. The defense played extremely well for the Tigers, led by Colin Hogan, Stephen Den, and Wilbur Chow. The Tigers almost won on a late goal by Diego Pinto, but it was called back on a controversial call with the referees blowing a whistle preemptively. Senior Jack Den said, quote, "I think the call was total nonsense. In other words, you cannot put on your podcast." Make sure to come out to Alumni Field tonight at 6:30 for senior night. The theme is black and orange. The boys' JV soccer team also played Littleton and were able to win by a score of 4-2. Goals were scored by Max Daniel with 2, and Sean Leahy and Jackson Caldwell scoring the other goals for the Tigers. The girls' varsity soccer team also played Littleton and had a crushing defeat by the score of 5-0 against a very talented team. The girls' JV soccer team played against Littleton as well, lost by a score of 5-3. Goals were scored by Nev and Tacey Carter, who had 2. That's all from episode 9 of the MHN Sports Minute. I've been your host, Jon Midey, with editing and writing by myself. We will see you Thursday for all the sports scores and news from the next 2 days. Remember to come out to Alumni Field tonight at 6:30 for the boys' senior night. The theme is black and orange.